it's okay to charge more because some people in your audience or your community need that in order to take action.
Facts. People who pay, they do what?
They pay attention.
The people who pay more do what?
They do the work.
What was life like on this journey?
Ended up being a college dropout. I started reselling shoes at the age of 15. I wanted more for myself. Then I was around very successful people at an early age. You have to learn before you become an operator. Everything that I'm doing now has came from experience. I want to be completely transparent. What I do every single day is not easy.
How can people be passionate? Talk about creating company culture. Which 2 things that they can do in the next 30 to 60 days to change their lives? What's going on, family? It's your boy Darius back with another episode of Influence to Impact podcast, where we have influential conversations with very, very impactful people. And today, I got one of the best in the game when it comes to not just starting your business. We talk a lot about starting and growing, but really scaling. Everyone uses the term scaling, but this guy, he really does this when it comes to scaling. So I call him Kim, not him, but my guy Paycheck Pat. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, bro. I appreciate you for having me on.
Glad to have you. I know we did an episode a while back, but the technology kind of messed us up. But it's cool because today we're going to have more game for y'all. Pat, obviously, you know, our podcast, we service people, we love on people, and we're going to give them a lot of game today. But what I really like to do is, because people are going to hear so much game, they're going to be like, okay, he really know what he's talking about. But Who were you before you got to this person that we see now helping businesses scale to 8 figures? What was life like on this journey?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I had the worst childhood. My parents were there, and they supported me throughout everything, going to school. I ended up being a college dropout.
Okay.
And that's when I had to figure things out. I wanted more for myself rather than, you know, the support of my parents doing everything for me. And then, you know, I was around very successful people at an early age. I started reselling shoes at the age of 15. I did that.
High school.
Yeah.
So you was getting money in high school.
Yeah.
That's hard.
So I started selling shoes. I used to camp out here in the streets of Atlanta.
Okay.
And then I noticed I couldn't get that far with it. I didn't want to open up a store. And then that's when I started leaning into the online space. So I got into e-commerce, started doing drop shipping, made a few bucks here and there. And then someone introduced me into high ticket sales. That was a different stage for me because I didn't really come from a sales background, I would say, or never noticed it. And then I realized people are willing to pay a lot of money just for information. So after that, got into sales management. I've been on a whole lot of business ventures, but got into sales management, created my own program, turned away from it, and then went all behind the scenes.
Fire.
So now where I'm at is, since I've had my own businesses before and, you know, was able to scale really fast, I started to do the same thing with other people's businesses, where people don't, I feel like in this space of coaching, we overlook the things that we're doing and we move too fast. But I'm the person that comes in and tells people to slow down, look at what you're doing, and look at all the holes and gaps in your business before you start spending more money.
Facts.
And now you're able to optimize as you continue to grow.
Makes sense. Now, this is so good. So essentially, along your journey, you said shoe store, e-com, drop shipping, all those skills, all those different businesses, would you say that they gave you transferable skills to help you get to the point where you're doing what you're doing now?
Yeah. I think one of the biggest things that I've learned doing those businesses, when I was reselling shoes, I was around like a lot of older people. And I think it made me realize that I didn't want this short-term, you know, money that I made on the weekends. And also I realized that I saw a lot of people bringing out their kids, family members to these campouts. And that's when I started to think more long-term on what I'm going to do and what I want to be known for. That's the biggest thing. And then as I started getting into the drop shipping and ads early, that's when I realized, like, we don't have to work as hard to make money. So I think, definitely that reselling shoes, you know, I had to find my own clients. I had to sell to people, you know, things that were already wanted. But it was definitely an interesting journey along the way.
No, I love that. And I think you said something so good. It's like, in business, a lot of times we go for the fast money. And you were getting it. But you realize, okay, this is cool for now, but how do I build something that's sustainable, long-term brand? I feel like we don't look at that. So shout out to you for the maturation. Now, going from those businesses to getting into high ticket sales, right? Because you've been in the front of the business and the back of the business.
Yeah.
What are some of the big differences you notice? Because a lot of people, they want to be the person on the screen, they want to be them, but you eating back there without people even knowing who you are, what you got going on. So talk about the differences and what you personally like about being in the back end more.
Yeah, being on the front end is not made for everybody. And you don't have to be the person that's, I'm not the person that likes to be on camera anymore. I'm starting to get back into it. But I think one thing that you have to figure out with yourself is, what do you feel like you're good at? Whether that's, talking in front of the camera, talking on stages, impacting the people throughout that way, or you could just be someone on the back end. Don't get me wrong, like, you can make the same money as a lot of people that are on the front end on the back end.
Yeah.
So
I think people don't know that too.
Yeah.
Right? Because I think we think about like percentage and numbers, but it's like it's better to be 20% of something that's $1 million than to be 100% of something that's $20,000.
Exactly.
Right? But a lot of times we think, about those things. All right, cool. So now you've been responsible for you've been someone who's been an essential part to now multiple 8-figure businesses, right? What are some of the things that you see most business owners go wrong when they're starting out?
Yeah. I think the first thing is having brain fog or getting caught up with what's being seen on social media. So there's a lot of people on social media that talk about different frameworks or different systems that you should use for your coaching business.
Facts.
And sometimes it's so easy to get caught up with the distractions of somebody's over here doing an MRR business. Someone over here is doing challenges. Someone over here is doing webinars, low ticket, high ticket. You got to figure out what works the best for your business. And I think the biggest thing is, as you're continuing to grow, you're going to get into more rooms that people say, and you're going to listen to more mentors. But you're the only person that knows your business the most.
That's a fact.
So you have to keep on pouring on what works, rather than get caught up with this person that's doing something that works really well for their business.
The reason I'm laughing over here, because when I first met bro, I was who he's talking about. We were running VSL one week, DM ads, remember that play was hitting, webinars one week, and it's like everyone in the circles that we're in is making a lot of money, and I think that's the reason people can easily be distracted. I might hear, such and such say, oh, they just did $100 a day, $100,000 a day, so it's $1 million a month, and I'm like, I'm about to switch, but it's no, because anything that you focus on, it'll grow, right? It's like when you water a plant, it continues to grow, and I think we know all business models work, right? It's you optimizing it, finding the holes, and continue to build. So that's so good for the people. If you all focus on something, it has no choice but to grow, right? Webinars, BSLs, everything works. It's not about which one's best. There is no best. It's about what you decide to go in on in. So okay, so that's the starting phase, getting clarity. Because it wasn't until I got clear in my business and went to one model that my business started to make quantum leaps, right? Yeah. When I first met you, I think I was doing probably around $60,000 a month.
Yeah, like right around there.
And I think you were one of the pieces that helped us get to that 100K month, right? And I think the difference was I wasn't exposed to having a high ticket sales closer. I was just low ticket. Yeah. Dude came in, he's like, you're selling this for $297? I was like, yeah, it's working. What I thought was working. But talk about how important it is and how much money people are leaving on the table when they don't have a high ticket closer in their business.
Yeah. If you're building a community, or you're building, I'll say, a strong audience that has already paid you before, you're doing a disservice by not getting people to the next level. So one thing that we always do is, one thing that has grown for us, and one of the businesses that I'm working with now, is what we do is we have a community that we pour so much value and love into, that they're looking to work with us and give us more money. Yeah. So we're doing a disservice not taking them to the next level. It's the same thing with us when we're investing into mentors or new rooms. We always pay once. We get enough value there, but there's always another mentor that could take us to the next level, or another program that could take us to the next level. Absolutely. And it's okay to charge more, because some people in your audience or your community need that in order to take action.
Facts. People who pay, they do what?
They pay attention.
And people who pay more do what?
They do the work.
That's it. That's it. And I think it's so good, because I think we have limiting beliefs. Even when I got into this, I'm like, a person just paid me. Why am I going to charge them again? Not realizing that I was hurting people by not charging them again.
Yeah.
Because the reality is, if they don't go to my next program or my next level, they're going to go shop with someone else. And someone else is not going to be as good as me, humbly. So now it's going to screw them up. So the worst thing we can do is stop making offers.
Yeah.
Because the more offers you make, the offer that you don't make is the offer that they can't take.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it on the Alex Hormozy's webinar.
The other day.
His upsell behind all those offers, and I've been studying it down to a T. He had a 6K offer on the webinar.
Yep.
Upsold people to an 18K offer. And if you made it to that last page, there was a 100K offer.
What was we're gonna talk about that. I didn't even see the back part. That's crazy. Maximizing profits.
Yeah, because people know it's gonna take them to the next level if it's worth paying him more.
Absolutely.
You only get so much attention when you pay $1,000.
Facts.
And you have to realize one thing that I've noticed in this space, and it's changed so much within these past 4 years, is that what you pay for is what you're gonna get.
Absolutely. 100%.
You pay $1,000. Okay, yeah. There's people that talk about undercharging,
over
delivering, but at the same time, they're not gonna pour as much value as if you pay $25,000.
Yeah. And it's not even reasonable. The reason why is because people come to me all the time. They're like, "Yo, I want to work with you, but how can I pay the cheapest?" And I feel like you're asking me, "Well, how can I get the least value?"
Yeah.
Right. And it's like that. It's like when you pay $1,000, if that's your first investment, that's your first investment. Start there. We're not telling you, "Oh, don't start where you're at," but start there. But what we're saying is, you can't expect you to pay $1,000 and then for me to give you a roadmap that gets you to $1 million. My rule is a 10x rule. If you pay me $1,000, I'm going to teach you how to make $10,000 a month.
Yeah.
Which is $100,000 a year.
That's worth the investment.
That's worth the investment. You 100x your investment. But like you said, the skill sets, the higher the skill set, the higher the price point.
Yeah. And I think also one thing as business owners or creators is that the moment that you think your mentor is charging you too much is the moment that you're going to stop earning.
Exactly.
Like I always believe in my money, even though I'm not on the front end anymore, it goes back into learning.
Facts.
Everything. I spent multiple 6 figures on just learning, even though I'm not on the front end as a creator.
Because you just realize it always helps. And you being a part of people's businesses, you learning more now allows you to bring more value, which allows you to negotiate better deals and allows you to be more of an essential piece to their business.
Exactly.
That's so good. Let's talk about data. A lot of entrepreneurs, they have businesses, but they don't got businesses. They got hustles, right?
Yeah.
Solopreneurs. Talk about the importance of data and some of the great things you've been able to do with CBA, building them to damn near $1 million a month company from starting from $100K a month when you first got
When I first came into the business, it was doing $150K a month. We're right around that $1 million a month. Next month should be our first like $2 to $3 million a month.
Crazy. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna break this thing down. What's the first thing that you did to take them from $150 a month to getting that first quantum leap?
Yeah. So at that level, when you're at $150,000 or $100,000 a month, you need to keep on pouring more gas into what's already working.
So advertisement.
Yeah. So for us, it was webinars. And what we did was we found every single process, whether it was at the top of the funnel, which is like the front end of the ads, the creatives, the funnels, and seeing if there's gaps there. The second thing that we did was look at the middle of the funnel. So that's the webinar slides, making sure at certain points on the webinar, there's a reminder to get people back on during the pitch, during the bonuses, during whatever the end is, because a lot of people drop off when they see the price. So
That's
we
found
you're
ways. Sending a reminder around pitch time to get back in the room.
We have around 6 reminders during the webinar.
Hard.
And then at the end, we weren't selling like a high ticket when I first came in. So everyone that bought the offer on the webinar, everyone has to book an onboarding call. So that onboarding call is with an advisor, and we ascend you from the $797 package to the $5,500 package. We have a 30% take rate every single week because people are excited to get to the next level. And one thing is people don't want to do it by themselves anymore.
Hold on. This is crazy. So listen, y'all. He just gave y'all a 7-figure play if you listen. So basically, if he's doing a webinar. He's charging $800. He's getting 10 people. He's made $8,000. But the way they're going from $8,000 a webinar to now 20 plus thousand is out of the 10 people who took the $800 offer, 3 of them, which is 30%, are now upgrading to his 5,500. Now, are they paying the difference between the 55 and 800?
Yeah.
So $4,700, right? We'll round it up to 5K times 3 people. That's an extra $15,000 in revenue on top of the $8,000 that he made, $23,000 a month in a worst case scenario. If you do that times 4 weeks, you're already at $100,000.
Yeah.
This is crazy because the offer you don't make is the offer they can't take. So essentially, they come on, they buy the 800. The next page is booking the onboarding call. The onboarding call is congratulations, super excited to have you on. Just want to let you know
we have this way to fast track your success.
Wow, that's genius. That's genius.
And really, that offer is our course that we sold on the webinar.
Yeah.
But it's live coaching Monday through Thursday
because people pay for more value.
Yeah, and people don't really go through courses.
Yeah,
I feel like
they don't.
They don't go through it. They don't take action on it.
Yeah.
So they need to hear that voice that's not usually in their head.
Yes.
To go ahead and make them take action on those calls.
100%. And when I used to sell courses, I stopped selling courses for that reason. It's like, if you look at in Kajabi school, whatever you use, you could look at how much of the course people are going through. Average person's not even finishing the course. But if you look at the comparison to results in a course versus results in a coaching program, it's not even close. Why? Because people pay for redirection, certainty, and clarity.
Yeah.
Right? To ask questions. These are the values on it. Like YouTube, that's what, you can't ask questions. You don't get that value. You know, I think that's so good. So this is the first thing you did for this business.
Yeah. So we came in, added the calendar.
Okay.
150,000 to 300,000 in 30 days. Crazy.
So now $300,000.
Yeah.
To now getting to $600,000.
Yeah. So from 300,000, how we got to the 500,000. All we did was the second step that I did in that business was we added order bumps on the webinar registration page. So what a webinar registration funnel is, you have your opt-in where people sign up and you get their data there. The second page is an upsell for $27.
Bridge sale.
And if you don't take that offer, you downsell to a $17. And then it's a thank you page. So what we did is on that $27 package, since there wasn't that many people taking it, we added an offer that was so irresistible where if they wanted the order bump, which is $27, they had to buy the original $27. So now people are spending up to $54 on that page.
Hold on. So if they didn't take... Okay, so they come in, bridge sale. If they don't take the 27, then they get the downsell.
Yep.
For 17.
Yeah.
And then
on your bridge sale page, you just add an order bump on there for $27.
But they can't get the order bump unless they get the bridge sale.
Yeah.
So now I gotta ask you, what is the order bump that's so irresistible?
For us, it was how to take your vehicle to make an extra $1,000 a week.
But now you're forcing. It's we call it a.
It's not even forcing. It's what the people want.
It's what they want. But what I'm saying is, based on the strategy, the funnel process is forcing them to buy the bridge sale because they have to get that in order to get this.
And the reason why we started focusing on those two steps, or that order bump step, is because those are usually the people
who are gonna buy
on the webinar.
Because people who pay attention.
Exactly.
So because they bought something, they have more skin in the game, which means they're going to show up and prepared. Do you find that this leads to, like, are you guys keeping track of data versus who took the order bump to who actually takes the offer? Yeah. And if so, are you seeing that it's a direct correlation?
Yeah, all of our ads, we used to start off with, this is what most coaches do.
Lead campaigns.
They start off with lead campaigns.
Yeah.
Because you don't have enough data. Maybe you don't have enough traffic that's coming from organic.
Yeah.
So you get those good looking numbers. Yeah. You know, 1,000 registrants, 2,000 registrants.
$3 CPL.
Yeah. So the one thing that changed the business from 300,000 to 500,000 was we started focusing on more people buying the bridge sales.
Conversion leads.
Yeah.
Conversion campaign.
So we spend around a lot, I would say, it's like $8 cost per lead.
But it's quality.
But it's quality. We had less people coming in the room, but more buyers on the back end.
Wow.
So that changed everything, and our calls got better.
This is good. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, this is real good because the new ads team I'm working with, they were telling me, hey, I see your old team was doing lead generation.
Yeah.
Your cost isn't gonna be as cheap, but it's gonna be more profitable on the front end, which we usually say, forget the amateurs make money on the
On the
amateurs
front.
make money in the front end, experts make money in the back end.
Yeah.
So that was my mindset. But then I'm like, well, if I can go into this event and I'm even close to even, now everything's profit
Yeah,
and the
'cause you're gonna make
quality.
money on the back end.
That's
Yeah.
good.
And that was the biggest difference between that 300 to 500 for
Wow.
us. Just making that small change. And then now we started focusing on the bottom of the funnel. The bottom, the people that don't show up, the
Yeah.
people that don't buy, and the people that just simply don't take the
Don't
offer.
take action. Yeah.
Right? So what we did is we created a low ticket funnel.
Okay.
And every single week on Fridays after our webinars that were on Thursdays, we emailed them and texted them to get into a low ticket funnel.
Low ticket funnel as in a continuity?
No, low ticket funnel, $27 product on the front end.
Wow.
197
020?
upsell. Yep.
Okay.
And then downsell 97.
Okay.
Book a call. Webinar offer.
So, okay. Low ticket funnel, it's $27, 020.97. If they don't take the one time offer, there's a downsell to it, 67, I'm assuming.
No, it's 197.
Oh, 197 down to 97.
97.
And then another 020.
No more O2O.
Book a call.
Book a call.
Fire.
Then those people get sold on the same offer that was presented on the
On the
webinar
webinar.
because they didn't stay on and they didn't take
Makes
action.
sense.
And now they have that one-on-one interaction with one of our advisors. Yep.
Hey, y'all, if y'all don't understand the value of this, so essentially all he's doing is leveraging the people who are already in their pipeline. When you guys run webinars, we think webinars are about a buyer. It's about acquiring a customer. It's about getting leads. It's about getting name, number, email, because these people opted in for a reason. So essentially, if they can't spend 1 hour with them and be convinced that they need to spend $1,000, that's fine. What he's saying is we're going to come back around, give them another opportunity to take something lower to be able to build know, like, trust, and then get back on the phone, because we know the average person takes 5 to 7 times to see us before they purchase.
Yeah, and with webinar data, like it's known in the industry, like you're gonna get a 30% show up rate from registrants.
Yep.
And then you're gonna get maybe a 7 to 10% conversion. So what happens to the rest of the 90%?
Exactly.
The first time we launched that low ticket funnel through an email, we did $40,000. And that's not even with the book of calls. That was just
a low ticket.
Yeah, that's just a low ticket.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Now this is crazy.
And shout out to my guy Runway Billionaire, because he made that funnel and he was breaking down low ticket.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, this is crazy, because the first day we launched, I didn't believe it.
Now Runway to go with the low ticket. Runway really do this low ticket. When I first started, that was my first coach, and when I tell you that low ticket was crazy, vicious. Okay, this is so good. So now we talk about backend. Are you guys using like Webinar Geek, Webinar Jam?
We use Webinar Jam.
Are you guys keeping track of contingencies, like where they fall off and all that, or not really?
Yeah. Okay. There's usually I would say webinars for us are pretty good, just because the creator I work with, like, he speaks really well.
Fire.
But overall, it's a normal. They drop off at the pitch.
Okay.
But we're using all these reminders to help out. We've added a lot of just little pieces, and that's the biggest things that have made the most impact. The
Makes
little
sense.
stuff. What I say from the beginning: a calendar.
Yes.
Another offer.
Yes.
The second thing, an order bump on the funnel
to add more value to it.
After that, low ticket.
Makes sense.
Purchase campaigns. We're taking one step at a time, but it's adding an extra
$100,000 per step.
Yeah, and we're not changing anything with our business.
So I think most people think, let's do something else. Yours is, let's do what's working, just add on to it.
Yeah.
Talk about the importance of that. Like, a lot of people think when they're making money and they're trying to get more, they got to do something different. Like,
yeah, it's easily to get caught up with it. When all this school community stuff and WAP communities, like, everyone was turning to MRR.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can hurt your business when you move to something like that. Like, we literally had the conversation before this.
Literally.
About, I would always tell Darius.
Yeah, he would.
And I'll be real on this podcast because it is yours.
Yeah.
I told Darius, like, you're the king of investing into different things that don't matter for your business.
Facts. I was spending it all.
But it's okay to learn. And I think one of the things that you have to do is, it's not a big move that changes your business, meaning changing your business model, changing how you message it or anything like that. It's really just one piece that you could take from someone that's doing better than you.
That's it.
And bring it into your business.
That's it.
Everything I've done with this business so far, we've learned 3 years ago.
Facts.
It's not like I changed anything. It's just me and the creator, we are the CEO. Like all we talk about is how can we add one thing that adds an extra $20,000-$30,000 a month to the business.
I love that.
We just added a new model. So what we do is we do webinars every single week. The second thing that we added was low ticket. We started running ads to our low ticket.
Okay.
With retargeting of the people that go to the webinar.
Fire.
And then that alone, the ROAS are crazy.
So retargeting ads to people who register.
Yep.
The 2 days before 24
yeah,
48
and
hours.
we retarget them to the low ticket.
After the post webinar.
Yeah,
if
post
they did
webinar.
Do you do a post webinar sequence first to get them back on the sales link or not?
No, not really.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard to sell like I wouldn't even say a high ticket, but like a mid ticket offer, just bringing them to a sales page.
Because it's not enough immersion. You still got to sell it.
Yeah, you got to still sell it.
Okay.
So that's why we bring them through that other pipeline.
Fire. Because it's taking them to the same place at the end of the day. And you're just collecting more cash flow.
Yeah. And then another thing that we added on was VSLs. So we run all three. And we run ads to all three.
This is crazy.
So we run webinars that we've been running for 2 years.
Yep.
We've been running low ticket for over a year now. VSLs we started in April.
Okay.
And it's still running. And we're spending $50,000 a week, like total, and they're all like
hitting
crazy.
Y'all let me know, y'all. 50,000 a week times 4. That's 200,000 a month to make $1 million a month. That's a 4x return. That's a hell of a business
and
model.
then we just got into like everybody's favorite business model, the challenges.
Oh yeah, it's about to
be crazy because all of the students that are, or not even students, the leads that are coming in, they're looking at these ticket prices,
right?
And they're like, "Wow,
cheap as hell."
It's so cheap, and I get to spend
5 days.
5 days.
Or 3 days.
3 days,
yeah. To learn.
Yeah.
And because you guys have produced so much results, and it's easy to get people to want to spend 5 days or 3 days, or even 5 days, 2 days. It doesn't matter. When people get to spend more time with you, obviously they fall in love with you. That's super dope. Right. Now, this final step, getting from the 5, 6 to now, MMOP.
Yeah.
What is that like?
Nothing has really changed.
Just better
hires.
Okay.
Better trainings. And this is the most important part that we were talking about earlier is just data.
Yes.
Like you cannot move your business and know what's wrong with your business if you can't track it. So we have everything super dialed in terms of how many people are showing up on the webinars, how many people drop off from the webinars,
love it,
how many people take the offer, how many people book a call.
Wow.
Down to the back end of how many people showed up to the calls, no shows, and putting them all in different email sequences based off of the stages that you're on.
Contingencies.
Exactly.
Wow. And you're using Go High Level for your pipeline and all that?
We use Close. We use GHL and Close.
Okay. What's Close?
Close is another CRM,
gotcha.
But it's strictly for our sales team.
Fire.
Yeah.
Okay, seeing money in the pipeline and all that. That's dope. So talk about, you said something so good, and I think people don't understand the value of it because a lot of people are solo entrepreneurs, even people who are making money, right? Yeah. Talk about leadership, trainings, like creating company culture.
Yeah.
Because you guys seem like you done a great job of that.
Yeah, so when I came into the business, it was the CEO by himself doing everything. And doing $150K a month.
Crazy.
But the biggest thing that he told me was like, I don't have time to give to my family anymore. And it feels like I'm working for my business.
Yes.
So I think wherever you're at in your business, you have to figure out what you're good at.
That's good.
And give away and hire what you're not good at.
That's good.
Because you can't be the person doing $10 an hour tasks.
Facts.
When you should be working on the business. So it just depends on the stage that you're at. But the biggest thing that comes with building a team is the leadership. So we host meetings on Monday. That's everybody's on that call, and we're breaking down testimonials of all the things that our students are in, because we have to make sure that our salespeople, they have the conviction to sell. They know what the product is.
Yes.
Our customer support team, they could show, what is happening when people actually take action.
In the offer, yeah.
The second thing that we do is we have executive meetings. Those are every Wednesday. And what we do on these executive meetings is we're working on the business.
On it.
What can we do in each department that you're in charge of, and really breaking down what was good this week and what are things that we could fix on. And then we do a lot of meetings, really, but they're really short and
to the point, right?
and effective.
Hard.
Sometimes we do calls or meetings with just our coaches
Hard.
and asking them, hey, what is something that the students have been asking for, so that way we can make more
Make
offers.
it better. I love it.
But really, leadership is everything. If you're building a team, we have a team now of fully staffed 32 team members within a year and a half.
That's hard.
10 members are advisors, they're sales reps.
Yeah.
But everybody else, they're constantly in the business. But when you build company culture, the biggest thing that I look at is where do you feel like, most jobs that you're in, people hate going to work.
Facts.
So what we do is we create a family environment where everyone's saying good morning, everyone's showing up to meetings on time.
Mandatory.
And then we also do, at the beginning of the month, we do wheel spins. So
What's that?
we give away $5,000 to the team every month.
Word.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hard.
And we put everybody on a wheel spin, and we do a raffle, and we choose like 3 winners.
And they just split the 5,000.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Sometimes we give out Starbucks, sometimes we give out Chick-fil-A to our team members. But we created a culture where
That's dope.
where people want to come to work, but they don't even
Feel like it's work.
they don't feel like it's work. They show up whenever. Like, some people are there from 9 to 5.
Wow.
And they'll be there from 9 to 9,
Putting in the work.
putting in work.
Because it's bigger than just them at that point.
Yeah.
They feel like they're a part of something bigger than just
Yeah.
them.
And I think one thing too is you have to hire in a place where when you first start off with your hire or your new team member, is set the vision.
Set the vision, because it sets the standard for everyone else, right?
Exactly. Set the
that.
vision of where the company is at now, where the company is going. So that way they're not looking at any other opportunities.
But their opportunity.
Yeah.
And now, that's so good. Talk about, I know Layla Harmozy always talks about hire fast, fire faster. Talk about that. Like getting A players or B players and retaining them and getting rid of people who aren't, on board.
I think that quote I'll take for granted, because in this business, when we're hiring, we don't necessarily know what an A player can be.
Yeah.
And sometimes we fire too quick.
Fast. I agree.
So one of the things is, for our sales reps, it was so hard to get them to 10K a month in commissions.
Yeah.
At the very beginning, the first 6 months, everyone on the sales team was like, Pat, you've been telling me this, you've been telling me that, that this business is going to get to this level.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just have to give them the vision and keep on setting the tone for
Makes
them.
sense.
Because now we have someone that comes in that's a sales rep. They come in the first 30 days, they can make $10,000 in commission.
That's hard.
But I would say, when you're doing that, definitely take your time with people and create modules and trainings, literally like how we go get hired for a job.
Yeah.
And put them in training.
Look at their infrastructure and take
it to yours.
Makes sense.
All I've ever done as an operator, and this might sound crazy, is I just look at bigger companies and see what they're doing and just bring it to the info business.
That sounds genius. It sounds like what we should be doing.
Yeah.
No, that's good. And I think a lot of people, when we're, small business owners, cheat the process. You're trying to treat it like a hustle, and it pays you like a hustle.
Yeah.
It sounds like what you all have done over there is just hearing you, I can see why you guys are at $1 million a month.
Yeah.
It's ran tight ship. You're creating win-win situations where the people who work for you really work with you, or at least they feel that way. You make them feel appreciated, and a byproduct of that is them going harder, over delivering.
It's the same thing you guys say, like love on the people. Like, that's the same thing that all of our team members
Absolutely
know. Love on the people.
No, that's fire.
And love on yourself.
That's
before
it.
you love on people.
Facts. Can't love on nobody else if you ain't loved on you right.
Right.
Okay, good. So where do you foresee you all heading in the next year or two?
Yeah, we've had this conversation. So our first goal when I first came into the business is, how can we get to $1 million a month?
Yeah.
Because I've seen it with another business before.
Yeah.
And we're right around there. The next thing for us is really still loving on the people. One thing that we've done that has changed and has made a huge impact is our raffles that we do every year.
Yeah.
Like this weekend, we're going out to LA. Someone won a car.
Fire.
and 5,000 cash. Actually, $9,500 in cash.
Damn.
And we're gonna have the news out there and all of
Hard.
that. So it's just more, I would say, more impact and
Yeah.
really expressing that, because a lot of people do giveaways, but they don't do it at a high level.
They don't do it.
Yeah. And this model that I'm talking about is literally a model that I've seen online, because
Hard.
I've entered into one of these raffles.
See how it worked.
Yeah, so it's just bigger impact. The next thing that we're working on is an app and a software. Something that's more, I would say, faceless now.
Fire.
And being able to 3-5 years from now be able to have that CEO be able to exit.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah.
I love that. Hey, and I love that y'all are already ahead of the game. I feel like a lot of times we're like 6 months ahead, a year ahead, but you sound like you're like 3-4 years ahead. Like y'all not playing it, and that's so dope because like moms used to say, if you fail to prepare, then you're preparing to fail.
Yeah.
Right. So for you now, having done this with not just one business but two, it really him. All right.
And other business that have done 7 figures.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We just talked about the 8. My fault. A lot of 7. Yeah. He's came into mind and helped us turn us up for sure, along with other people we know in the circle, of course. How can people, let's say people don't want to be on the front end, how can people be Patrick? How can people do what Patrick? Do you have something where you show people, or what does that look like?
Yeah. So I think before you come into, and it's called growth operations. And what I do is
That's the title.
Yeah, that's the title.
So wouldn't it be an operations manager? Is growth operations?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
So you come in, you get paid for literally everything that you create, and you get a percentage of the business, and sometimes even retainers or salaries.
Hard.
But before you come into this position, you have to find a way to work with coaches or whatever industry it is, and sacrifice working for a small amount of money
To learn.
To learn. You have to learn before you become an operator.
Makes sense.
Everything that I'm doing now has came from experience.
Reps.
And a lot of people do teach this business model online, but they make it easier than it sounds. Yeah. And I want to be completely transparent. What I do every single day is not easy.
Yeah.
Managing $1 million in revenue every single month is not the easiest thing.
Right.
But what I would say is find a skill set that you feel like you're good at or that you want to learn, whether that's ads, whether that's funnels, whether that's sales, and finding someone that you could learn from, because there's so many good opportunities out here and so many whale clients that you could learn from, and be okay being on the sidelines. So that way you could be on the front line later on, because on the back end, you can still make 6 figures a month.
Easy. Yeah, my boy just gave y'all to play. And I think it's so good. It's really smart work, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of times we be in a rush, but it's like, for you, it makes sense that why you do these things you're doing. You were in the business. You were sales rep. You were sales manager.
Yeah.
You've seen every angle. Even when you were just a sales manager, though, you were like always thinking ahead. Like, what can we do better for marketing? How can we get more leads? How can we maximize on opportunities? And I say the best, it's like better than a job, because when you work a job, obviously you get to learn from those experiences too. But when you're working sales, even like you said, funnels, ads, in somebody's business, you really get to see what's going on, and it turns you up light years ahead of what you would have did from the outside looking in.
Exactly. Most, like, even as a high ticket closer, that's where I started from.
Yeah.
When I was in that business, like, the biggest thing that I took away that most high ticket closers don't do is they look at it as a job.
Yeah.
I looked at it as an opportunity. How are people
Fire.
paying $5,000, $10,000 for information?
Yeah.
And how are these people getting to my calendar and booking it? And why are these people qualified?
Your curiosity got you there.
So that's the biggest thing. Like, if you're behind the scenes, this is the best time to learn, especially if you're behind a 6-figure a month business, 7-figure a year business, 8-figure. Like, I was a part of an 8-figure a year business, and I was able to see everything that was happening because I'm connected to the source.
Yep.
And I didn't have to pay to be in that room.
You actually got paid.
I got paid to be in that room.
And a lot of money, y'all. The best experience is being in the mix. The best experience comes from experience.
Yeah.
Being in the mix.
Yeah.
That's so fire. So do you have something coming up that the people can tap in with you to be able to learn?
Yeah. So my biggest thing now is coming back on the front end.
Fire.
But I'm not selling anything.
Okay.
Sounds crazy, right?
Sounds crazy.
I'm not selling anything. I'm just starting up my personal brand on YouTube.
Okay.
And I'm going to have 2 different YouTube channels, one for my lifestyle, just to show what I've been able to do
Fire.
throughout this whole journey. And the second one's going to be all related to business. It's
Fire.
going to be very high level. But the biggest thing is I want to be able to teach for free.
Hard.
Because there's enough value out there to be able to go make, 10K a month, 20K a month. I want to work with the people that are trying to get to 7 figures a month.
Love it.
So
I love that.
My whole game is give out the free content now.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'll have an offer, but my biggest goal is I want to be able to impact and let people see who I am.
That's it.
Because I've been behind the scenes. We could have this conversation. You go to my social media now. It don't sound real.
Right. They don't
look like
know.
a scam.
Yeah.
Right. But so my goal is to just showcase more, just be able to impact people from, my free value content.
Fire.
And my free value content is going to be better than people's paid.
My boy hit y'all with the, you know what I'm saying? Now that's so good, bro. Where can the people follow you at? How can they find you on social media platforms?
Yeah. So you can follow me on Instagram at Patrick, HKHIM. Same thing with YouTube, same thing with TikTok. It's going to be all the same things on there.
Fire. And the last thing I'll ask you is, what would you tell someone who right now is in a dark place and they're trying to get out of a hole? What's 2 things that they can do in the next 30 to 60 days to change their lives?
I was in a dark place before, and that's when I got rid of my 6-figure a month business. So I know how it feels. The biggest thing that I would do first, if you're in that situation, is look at your situation and realize that if you don't do something about it, that it's going to stay the same. So I was there 6 months.
Yeah.
Drenched.
Yeah.
Just sitting there, laying there, not doing anything. And I realized no one cares. So you have to change your situation if you're willing to make it change.
Love that.
The second thing that you should do is go on YouTube. Like, there's so much free content. And not only that, money Twitter. Twitter has been a gem.
I heard.
Get into these free classes. Yes, there might be an offer at the end, but there's actually good webinars and good workshops that are happening that you should be on, and start reading. Learn from the people that you want to be like or have the results that you want.
That's good.
Because if you don't have that clarity on where you want to be, look at the people that already have it.
Facts.
So what you're doing is, one, you're going to find clarity, change your situation. The second thing that you want to do is look for free content, free value.
Yep.
The third thing is be okay to let go of your ego of where you used to be.
That's good.
Or where you see yourself at now. That's stopping you from getting the success.
I love that.
So go out there, go into these rooms. Yeah, go spend the money on these masterminds, these events, and really ask people, how did you get to where you want?
I love that. Hey, he gave y'all a gem.
And then from there, go behind someone's business.
That's it.
Like, you don't have to be the person that picks up the camera, does ads. It costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
And a lot of coaches don't tell you that.
Facts.
So go behind someone's business. Be okay being on the back end, because you can still make 20, 30K a month.
Yeah. With
Even
no overhead.
100K a month
Yeah.
with no overhead. And then eventually your time will happen. All it has to do is time has to catch up to where you want to be.
That's it. Hey, I love that. Focus on you till the focus is on you. Yeah. Here with my guy, Patrick Kim. Any links he got, I'm going to drop them in the description. Make sure y'all stay tuned. We back. Another episode of Influence to Impact podcast. We have influential conversations with impactful people. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, comment. Continue showing love. We'll keep giving y'all value. Until next time, we out of here.
Let's get it.